Who's a handsome boy? Can you say good morning? Hey, buddy. Are we out for a walk? Good morning. Today is day 2 of my 10,000 step a day challenge. And I'm hoping that you're considering joining me. Boy, oh boy. It's really tough getting out the door this morning. I've been trying to get rid of coffee, caffeine entirely out of my diet, but boy, my blood pressure was a little too low and it's hard to move. It's hard to get out the door when it's cool. Sorry. Plethora of dogs in the neighborhood. I'll wait and get down a block or so. Good morning. Today is day 2 of my 10,000 step a day challenge. And it's part of my overall plan to deplaque my arteries and prevent dementia, keep myself healthy anyway, or get myself back to health. I did have COVID in February and I've got long COVID at the moment. We are now at 3.5 months out. Well, one more week to go and it'll be 4 months, but next month I'll have an echo because I have a little bit of pericardial fluid around my heart, and see how it's going. But I'm doing intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, sometimes fasting 2 or 3 days. At the moment, I did 1 meal a day yesterday, and I've been behaving myself and staying away from ice cream is a big problem. Even if it's sugar-free, there is lactose, which is a type of sugar, in any ice cream. And if you're struggling with your health, it just doesn't belong in your diet. So I'm sticking with strict carnivore, primarily meat. And yesterday I had about a pound of hamburger with 3 or 4 slices of bacon chopped up in it, and it was delicious. And that's what I ate, and salt water. I will have some mint tea this morning. I just couldn't get out the door. It's much cooler here in Oklahoma in the morning. It was about 67 when I woke up, but my blood pressure is too low. And I just was having a hard time, when I'm standing up, let alone walking around, getting going. So it's now about 10, it's a little warmer, it's about 77, it's going to be about 84, which is our upper limit when we get back. But we should be able to, still got out the door a little earlier than yesterday, should be able to there's a car passing me, hold on. Get done before it gets too hot. 84, 85 is about upper limit for Rumble and I. Neither of us handle the heat too well. And I don't have air conditioning to go home to. My AC went out. So it's okay. If we need to, we can go hang out at McDonald's or Brahms, have a bite to eat there and cool off. And then there's the gym. I can go there and use even if I'm done with my walk, got my exercise in, I can use a vibration plate in the red light therapy bed. So right now, I'm just hoping you'll consider getting off the couch and doing whatever you can. You know, join me in improving your health. And, you know, one of the things I was listening to this morning was Dr. Ken Berry was talking about hemoglobin A1Cs and what the standard medical profession believes is a healthy and acceptable range. Basically, they don't consider you pre-diabetic unless you're over 6.5 hemoglobin A1C. And anyway, in the study, they were looking at atherosclerosis in people who have an A1C of 4.8 to, I think it was like 6.2 or something like that. Anyway, actually, if you have a hemoglobin A1C of like 5.5, you're still plaquing your arteries. And I believe it's a combination of seed oils and high carbohydrates. Go ahead. So, one of the things they saw is that if you have a hemoglobin A1C of 4.8, you know, these people have 54% of them had like no plaque, and those that did have some plaque, there were very small amounts. So mine was in February or March, it was like 5.5. So I need to drop that, because I do have, my last CT scan did show some atherosclerosis in my lower aorta, I guess. Anyway, that's not good. My cardiologist recommended the Mediterranean diet, which I'm not going to do. And I'm going to bring a bunch of articles with me, and maybe I can change her mind. I doubt it. I doubt she'll even bother reading them, but I just need to get her clearance so I can have surgery on my left eye, and I can I need to have a colonoscopy. I've never had one done. I'm 62. I'm bad. So anyway, yeah. We check in that echo to see how my heart is functioning. And mostly I'm concerned about some vegetation, some bacteria having built up on my openings to my heart valves, because I do have some infected teeth. Anyway, plans to get that taken care of. I've got an appointment with the OU College of Dentistry. Someone told me about that. I'd looked it up online before. Maybe it was prior to COVID or prior to all these changes in Medicare coverage. They, you know, you now have Part C types where you can have dental and optical coverage. So I'm going to try and pick that up in August. But I think since that's come about, there are less people that are going that route of, like, you know, using a college of dentistry for their dental work. But I'm not working right now, so that's what I can afford. Anyway, I have to pay a minimum of $110, and then there's the drive up there and back, which is going to be probably least $50 between tolls and gas. And then there's a meal out while up there. Although I can do that pretty inexpensively if I get McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, just some meat. That usually works. Although Chick-fil-A has seed oil on their grilled chicken nuggets. I don't like that so much. Anyway, it's getting pretty toasty. But you know what? Working up a sweat's really kind of good for you. So maybe this is just what I needed to do. Oh, I did decide to cheat a little bit because I knew I needed to get my blood pressure up so I could get out the door. And I use like half the amount of coffee that I use for a cup usually. I got this little miniature, teeny tiny French press, and it makes an individual cup. I love the thing. I think it's called Final Press, so you can get it on Amazon. Anyway, I sent my dad one. I don't think he was so impressed, but that's okay. He uses a Keurig, but I don't want, it's entirely metal. I don't want to be making I'm going to have something daily. I want to make my own in something that's metal instead of plastic. I realize when I'm hiking, I've got to use a plastic bottle. I can't put a metal container. It just, in my bag, the weight just adds up really quickly because a gallon of water, which you may have to carry sometimes, is 8 pounds. And you generally want to keep your pack less than 25, and it's hard because I have to carry, my dog carries only his food, and I have to carry his other gear and our water. So it's really tough, especially when you like to winter camp when it's cold and you've got to carry extra stuff because it's warm. Boy, in the wintertime, sometimes my pack is like 35 pounds. Whew. It's tough. It's hard on your lower back if you have no discs in there. Anyway, it's okay. I'm going to make everything stronger, and it's going to hold everything in place. And I am going to hike the Appalachian Trail. That is why I'm doing this 10,000 steps a day. And I don't know what your goal is in life. Whether you want to lose weight, whether you just want to get in shape and have a nice looking body, whether you are, trying to get back in shape after having a baby. But maybe you're just trying to stave off dementia. Maybe you're trying to get rid of the excess fluid that you've built up in your body. Well, those vibration plates sure are helpful. Yeah, yesterday my legs were really swollen after doing my 10,000 steps. And I used that vibration plate, and it didn't really come off right after I used it, but after I slept. So this morning, all that excess water weight was gone. So, if you have trouble with lymphedema, that's a really good way to help that. You might consider it. I'm going to turn it off since the dogs are barking. Well, we're just about to my friend's house. I'm going to check on her cats and make sure they've got food and water. She's been in a nursing home now for a couple of years. And I just thought I'd share with you how frustrating it is for somebody who's visually impaired or handicapped in other ways to get around in Altus. Here's a brand new church. There's the sidewalk, just ends. They spent all this money putting in all this nice landscaping, but didn't think that including a pathway for those that have physical limitations to get around safely. And mind you, I see people in their motorized chairs going down the streets of Altus. They're trying to improve it. But this is a crying shame to me when a church can be so thoughtless in their planning and execution of building a brand new church. Oh, well, you know, what can I say? If there were perhaps a member of their church that was handicapped, they might be more thoughtful in that direction, but I found that the Seventh-day Adventist Church, they tend to take care of their own and they don't worry too much about the rest of the world. They think that we're all going to hell anyway. I'm sorry for ranting about the Seventh-day Adventist. That's not very fair, because I know they go above and beyond for those that are part of that community, and it's probably the definition of what a community should be like in any type of denomination that claims Yeshua Jesus as their Messiah. But you know, they're not like this Good Samaritan. Anyway, you know, and Jesus applauded him for, you know, going out of his way to care for someone who would not have done the same for him. So, who might not have, because, I mean, Samaritans are kind of like, you know, let's go across here, rumble. There's shade on the other side of the street, and you see it. So that's what we're going for. I'm not supposed to cut across the street diagonally, but I am. I still can see a little bit of no traffic coming. And especially not in the middle of the street. Right now, I'm just thinking shade. Whew. Thank you, God, for the trees. Anyway, enough about that rant. I'm almost to my friend's house. Love on her kitties for a little bit. See if I can find a brush so I can brush them. And make sure their cat litter boxes are clean, the nails in, and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to sign off for now. I did finish my 10,000 steps yesterday. I went over, so I'm quite pleased with that. And I inserted my steps from yesterday at the end of the video for yesterday, and I'll do that again today. Accountability, you know. I hope that we can maybe form a community of people who walk or hike regularly to support each other, because boy, we sure do all need encouragement in this day and age. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I'm almost there. Well, Rumble and I are about finished with 3 miles done. It's going on noon, and it's 88, so we're a little toasty, but we did rest and cool down a little bit and had some water to drink at my friend's house while I took care of the litter boxes and spent a little time with her kitties, cleaned up a little bit. Anyway, so I think we're going to be fine. He doesn't seem to be overheating. You know, yesterday when we were out at Quartz Mountain, we didn't have some place for him to cool off halfway through. And he's not really good about drinking from a plastic water bowl. He doesn't really like them. But that's what the collapsible ones are like. That's what they're made out of. And he often, you know, he might take a few laps, but he won't drink like he does when he gets home. He hates riding in the car. That may be part of it. And usually I'm offering him a drink in the parking lot when we get back. There's usually not anyone in the parking lot, but he knows the car ride's coming next, so that may be part of it.